Yo, right here in the small box. I don't know. Just a thought that came to my mind is like, I think Drake is taking advantage of the individuals that cannot keep themselves in control. I think Drake takes advantage of artists or individuals that are weak and exploits them for his own personal gain. It's just a theory. It's just a thought, you know? Listen, when you come around here, please remember the run along text at the bottom. The crawling text at the bottom, please always refer to that. It's strictly for entertainment purposes only. If your heart is weak, that's not my fault. You just can't keep your emotions in check, just like Game. He out here just rambling all up and down the place. He making himself look like a goddamn fool. And somebody needs to say something. If we're going to keep it tall, like, how much more do you need to embarrass yourself before you get your point across? Because it doesn't even look like you got your own ducks in order. You have no strategy, no play, no thought gone into this. You just kept running with it. You just thinking on the fly. You are a legacy act. You can't think on the fly, especially when we're in a time, date, and age where music matters. Locking in with the raps matters. Understanding that you need not only a concept, but you need to also build and structure your project, including sequencing and production, so that you can deliver a quality piece of work. Being an artist means that you need to be knowing what art is. Simple. And I don't know if Game is able to comprehend that. So we got the Ville in front of us. Shout out to the Ville always for providing all the good videos and details for us to take away so that we can have our own conversations with each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what he do, man. That's why he call it the Ville. Shout out JV, real ish. You know? But look, let's not waste no more time because y'all know me. I do this a lot. I can't help it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Let's go ahead and get started with the video, shall we?
The Game addresses Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Dr. Dre, and Blacc Sam at his listening party for Documentary 3. It looks like the Game had a lot to say, a lot on his mind, and he had to let the people know how he feels. And this is the first time that we've actually got some insight of how he feels about all of these relationships. When he talks about Kendrick Lamar, when he talks about TDE, he also mentions Topdawg, and also the relationship that he has with Drake, expanding on the fact or explaining why he has such a solid relationship with Drake. Because, I mean, it's no secret to anybody at this point. It looks like the Game is a lot closer to Drake than he is to the other people that he shares the West Coast with. And I'm surprised that the Game went on this long rant. Of course, it is his album party. It is a listening party and people are there to support the Game, but I didn't expect him to come out and air out his grievances. I only assumed that he was just going to thank the people for showing up, not let him know how he feels about every single person that he either worked with or mentioned on the album. But either way, I'm here for it. The way that the Game has been rapping and getting at Kendrick Lamar and talking about other people, I think this was good to just see where his mind's at with everything, with everyone.
So I put Kendrick in places that, you know, I wanted to be, that I wish niggas would have put me. And I didn't ask for nothing in return. I didn't ask for nothing in return. Topdawg, I'm saying this, and I know it's gonna go to the internet. Topdawg wanted to give me half a TV. I told him I got Black Wall Street. It's good, bro. I want to see the man. You know you good, make that shit bigger than everything.
He said, I put Kendrick in places that I always wanted to be, that people didn't put me in. That is a crazy statement to say. You are not responsible.
How are you saying that knowing that you don't even, you were just a prop? You were an extra, and you the extra in the background trying to be the main character. This is what I'm talking about, bruh. You crying. You begging. Dog, how many more lies do you gotta tell? Let's not forget that fake picture with Tupac. Bruh, it's getting to a point where somebody needs to speak up. More people need to speak up. I understand a lot of people want to stay quiet, of course, for business purposes, friendships, etc. That's cool. But sometimes you're going to have to let go of people that are not only doing damage to others around them, but doing damage to themselves. What the Game is doing this way is bringing down his credibility and tarnishing legacy. I'm not even going to be surprised if this is the worst selling album this year, because nobody was looking out for this. I mean, you could say about Rick Ross's project too, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rick Ross's project is better than this one.
for Kendrick Lamar's success. And I think this is the reason why he distances himself from you, because you keep saying stuff like this that doesn't make any sense. There is no way that you could take full credit for Kendrick Lamar's success. Kendrick Lamar had made a song way back in the day saying that he tried to get in contact with the game, even trying to reach out to his barber, and still wasn't able to reach out to him at all. Didn't even know if the barber gave him the mix.
You never conducted yourself as an individual that people wanted to reach out to. If people are calling your phone, calling your friend's phone, calling your friend's phone, and they still can't get you, you can't come back 30 years, 20 years later, and you crying all this shit. Bruh, come on, bruh. Come on, dog, that's embarrassing.
Tape or not, explained it in a whole outro to the song. And it's funny if you really think about it. In the early stages of Kendrick's career, he tried really hard to get in contact with the game. Only for years later, the game is no longer able to get in contact with Kendrick Lamar. That's a crazy turn of events if I ever saw one. Man, have the tables have turned now, bro. That is crazy. But I don't think that the game is responsible for Kendrick Lamar's career. That is a ridiculous statement for the game to say. Following up to what he says about owning half a TDE, or could have owned half a TDE, there is no way that I've ever believed that story when he said it the first time. This is not the first time he broke this down. And I wish that Top Dawg would come out and correct the narrative or talk about what the game is saying here. I feel like Top Dawg could put an end to all of this when it comes to this story. Let us know if the game is lying or not. Let us know the real story. Just tell us what really happened. If Stack could get Top Dawg on the phone one more time just to break this story down, I would appreciate that, bro, because I will never believe that. I don't believe that you put Kendrick on, and I don't believe that you were going to own half a TDE. I think you gave J-Rock a look, and in proxy, you were with TDE and Kendrick Lamar, but I don't think that you were responsible for all of their success or owning half of the company. I can't wait till we get more clarification for that.
And he did. So I got love for niggas. And also, when this nigga Drake came in the game, he adapted to me, homie. Like, we got close. Drake is on my albums way back then. He on Good Girls, Bad Girl on, the album came out in fucking 2009.
Bro, like I said before, you didn't even use Drake correctly. You had a hit maker and you said just stay on the chorus. What was even the point of y'all being in the studio together? Your security guard trying to tell the people, oh, they working on something crazy. Bro, y'all working on a chorus. Are you serious? Unless there's another song that they worked on together that might go on Drake's future project. Because he did announce something called Fear of Missing Out. But for as far as I see it, it's like, bro, all I'm seeing is that y'all worked on a chorus together in the studio. And your security guard is trying to sit there and say, oh, they working on some heat. Boy, that shit weak, man.
I'm not no, same. I'm not no type of, I don't flip-flop on my friends. I don't flip-flop on my friends. If Drake is in town, he got a show, and they want to go, and I call them, the nigga put them where they want to be, and all their friends, and say, "Can't turn my back on a nigga like that."
The game has an established relationship with Drake. They've been friends for years. And as of recently, it looks like he has Drake's back no matter what. And then I think about it. If he's cool with Kendrick like he says he is, if he's cool with Drake like he says he is, and I know he mentioned Drake on the album, he had him on the album, but why doesn't he play around with Drake's name like he plays around with Kendrick's name? How come when he addresses Kendrick Lamar, it's always like a passive-aggressive thing or a trolling thing, but he doesn't troll when it comes to Drake? It always seems like when he trolls, it's in favor of Drake. Is it because he talks to them more? Is it because he does pick up the phone calls? Is it because they do text each other? I don't know, bro. But how come he doesn't get at Drake the same way he gets at Kendrick on the records, on the songs? Why don't he play around with his name like he plays around with Kendrick's? How come it's always praise here and then joking here?
And I don't want a nigga that I help usher into the game, meaning like Kendrick and, Top and all of that. I don't want them niggas to feel away about my decisions about what I do as a real nigga. Because I was a real nigga to y'all, I'm a real nigga to him, I'm a real nigga to everybody in this room. And if anybody in here that knows me, that's my friend. If anybody feel like I ain't been real with you, here's the mic. Come tell me I've been a real nigga with you since the day I met you.
So clearly the game wants people to know that the people that I've established relationships with, TDE, Kendrick, and Drake, I don't want them to feel away because I have relationships with people that they don't like. I have respect for everybody, all of this stuff, right? But again, it's that passive-aggressive tone that the game has when he says lyrics or when he says things. Like, I could have owned half a TDE, or I'm the one that put Kendrick on and put him in that position. It's almost like if you're trying to son him or little bro him while trying to act like you're the big homie and that you're
that's literally low bro energy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Somebody that got some type of seniority or type of betterness above them. And I don't think it's just the relationships. I think it's the way that you talk about these guys when they're not around, or when you make a song, or when you do things like bring them to Compton to shoot a 100 music video when they know that they're beefing.
As far as being a real nigga and holding down the West Coast, cut the shit. Cut the shit. I go face my own homies to take Nipsey on tour.
Only nigga holding down.
Hey, look, I caught fades with my own homies to take Nip on tour. But I can't seem to get in touch with Blacc Sam to holler at him. I don't understand it.
I ran fades with my own homies to get Nipsey on tour, but I can't get Blacc Sam on the phone though. Didn't know that there was more people ignoring the game, even though they're supposed to have a good relationship. I guess Kendrick is not the only one that is not picking up the game's phone calls. Now, I wonder why people are distancing themselves from the game. I wonder why Blacc Sam is doing it. I wonder why Kendrick is doing it. Is it because the way he acts when he's not around? At some point, you got to question your own behavior. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I the problem? Am I the reason people aren't hitting me back? Because if you could catch a fade with your own homies to get Nipsey on the concert, why isn't his brother answering your calls, bro? Why? You would think that he would if you're so down for his brother like that, if you're showing love like that. At this point, whose behavior, who's the problem? Y'all tell me. We'll keep it alleged.
I put Kendrick on his first mixtape. I took Kendrick on tour. I showed Kendrick nothing but love. But I can't get on the phone with a nigga. I ain't gonna call a nigga every day. I ain't no hoe. I'm gonna just let you know that it ain't no static, so you hear it from my voice, so niggas ain't pretenders. Top dog, I can call on the phone. I can call niggas. And everybody know that I ain't holding my tongue for nobody. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Because what's the worst thing that can happen to a nigga on this land?
Why doesn't he answer me? Why doesn't he talk to me? Going back to what Stackquo had said when he got off the phone with Top Dawg, it's because you put Drake in Compton to do the 100 music video.
Bro, to simply put it, you crossed the line. That's it. There's clearly history there. And of course, Drake back then wasn't really the commander-in-chief people were assuming. Right? So, of course, there are individuals or powers that be that put them together. It's not like Drake wanted to be there because we heard the story from Stat, how he ran off. He's in the hood with the game covered and still ran off. All right? At that point, if you're hearing the story from Stat and multiple people are agreeing with it, it's true. Sorry. Not sorry. I'm just saying. My point is, they formed a relationship when an individual wanted Drake to take an opportunity of this moment. Now, did Drake maybe put that together? Maybe yes, maybe no. He wanted to diss Kendrick. He talked to the game like, hey, man, I like your music. How you doing? Have you heard of me? My name is Drake. And, of course, with the star power that comes with Drake, Game probably looked at them and said, I'm going to take advantage of this situation and make a song with bro so it can put me back on the map, as if that worked. You crossed the line. There's a proverbial line that you were never supposed to cross. Game, you crossed it. Please understand that. You thought you wanted to take initiative and do something for yourself that's actually going to work in your favor. Not realizing the repercussions and damage of the future for you. In the moment, did it work for you? Maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't remember. My point is it still working today? Because that's the point of having a legacy. That's the point of having a catalog. That's the point of doing something that's going to say my future's going to be bright. Is your future bright right now? No.
That's why. Got to look in the mirror, because Kendrick Lamar didn't want to mess with you after that. You knew he had a problem with the guy. You knew he didn't like him. You knew he was throwing subliminals on that song, and you decided to put him in Compton to shoot the video. And who knows, maybe if Game never recorded that video, maybe Kendrick would have still been cool with him. Maybe they could have still had a rapport. We won't know, because the Game decided to cross a line that Kendrick felt like he crossed. And then doing a song with Drake again, and then possibly because of Wack 100 and everybody else suggesting or theorizing that you should do the music video in Compton again, it's ridiculous. Your mouth says one thing, but your action...
No, let them do it. Because if you think you're going to have friends after, you must not understand how it works in 2026.
Say another.
Nobody living, nothing.
And honestly, they might do it. I won't be surprised if they do it. Just think about it. That's an opportunity to Drake to say, man, I'm in your city. What's up, bitch? Huh? Yeah, you there. It's not the point that you're there. It's that, bro, you're still covered. You're not dolo. It doesn't prove anything. And let's not forget, you still lost the battle. You still lost the battle. You're the one taking the lyrics to heart. I'm only here because you lost the battle. Refer to the tag at the bottom of the big screen. Bruh, you got embarrassed on a global stage and it lasted for 2 years. The same way how Meek Mill got embarrassed on a global stage and his loss lasted for 2 years. It's the same time, right? So I'm not even surprised that if they do the video shoot, you in Compton. I'm not going to be surprised. Everybody worried about what people were saying in the beef. I'm like, did he win or not? People evolved in 2 years, bruh. I'm not hung up on the lyrics still. I'm just hung up on the fact that in a moment where you needed a win, you didn't even attempt to understand your opponent. Your opponent rolled circles around you. It's like he's in a car, GNX, drifting circles around you. And you still there on your bicycle thinking that you gonna beat him. Y'all not in the same league.
Living, not a flower, not a fucking roach, not a butterfly, not a fucking nothing living will leave here alive. Everybody in this room is breathing. Everybody that came here got a family. Everybody that came here's heart is beating. Everybody that came here breathes and does the same thing I do every day. So ain't no better than nobody in this room. And we ain't no better than nobody that ain't in this room. That's the fucking problem. Everybody think they something the next person not, but we all just human. I've been trying to bridge that gap on the West Coast for a long time.
People think that they're better than other people when they're not. When the game had set this, I was wondering if he was applying it to Kendrick Lamar or the people that were ignoring him. Is he trying to imply that he thinks that Kendrick is better than him? If he says, you're human, I'm human, nobody's better than the other guy, when you just talked about the other guys not talking
That makes no sense in rap.
to you, what are you trying to imply here? Doing the music video with Drake, at that point, it's the actions that you've done, not because his ego's too big or because he thinks that he's better.
I don't gotta do that to get you on. I just walk you over here with Dr. Dre, nigga, got it all right. And I did it. And Dr. Dre, you know, we got this weird fucking brotherhood, big brother shit, but you know what it is with me, man. Everybody know what it is with me. Everybody in this room, man.
So the game is aware of the static that he has with Dre. And that's what people have been talking about for years. I think Dr. Dre feels the same way that Kendrick feels about the game. I think you could only take a certain amount of somebody's BS or their company before you start getting tired of them. And eventually you just kind of distance yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It just goes to show that even though we did business together, we did music together, it doesn't mean that we have to hang out or be friends. I got you what you needed. You gave me what I needed. You could chill outside my crib, but you can't come inside my crib. I guess that's what it looks like when it comes to the game and Dr. Dre. I think that the game had said a lot, but at the end of the day, I think sometimes a lot of self-reflection needs to be done with him and the actions that he does as well.
I don't even think he's capable of doing that. Because just based on his actions itself, I don't think the self-reflection or just the understanding is present in his mind. Because he truly thinks of something where it's like, where's my respect? Not realizing your timeline. Your timeline doesn't add up to the respect that you assume you deserve. You out here assuming that you deserve more respect than Kendrick, which is blasphemy. Kendrick has done leagues more than what you've done. Facts. You don't even have to look it up. You know. You've seen what Kendrick has done. So it's not even coming to a surprise at that point, bruh. Honest to God. What is going on through this man's head?
I know he wants to be friends with everyone, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's certain things that you do, certain things that have been done that are not going to fly with how other people feel. And if you want to be cool with everyone, that's something that you have to understand. You can't be blind.
But on top of that, think about it like this. As an artist that has been around and has been in the industry for many years, you don't keep friends forever. Everybody knows this. As an artist, as an individual that works within the music industry, people come and people go. The game out here trying to rally everybody together in the backyard as if that's going to happen. That doesn't make sense. If you gathered all the individuals that you think deserve to be in the same room with you, it's going to be nuclear warfare. Are you serious? People come and people go. People do good by you, people do wrong by you. That could be all through the same individual. He could be your friends for 5-10 years, do some wild, crazy-ish. Y'all not friends no more. People come and go, bruh. You can't keep everybody together. You can't keep all your friends from day one. That doesn't make sense. You trying to be on some peaceful kumbaya type ish. That's not realistic as an artist. Everybody knows this. Everybody and their mama knows this. Out here trying to be friends and chums for years on end, as if that's how that works. You think LeBron is friends with everybody that he's been with or been around with? You think Jay-Z has been friends with everybody he is around with? You think Beyonce and Rihanna have been friends with the individual they've been around with for years? Especially for women? Are you serious? Bro, and pay attention to the people that I brought up. Legacy. People that have wealth. People that have built. Building. Striving for something. I've never heard the game strive for anything. Ever. What is his goals and aspirations in life? Oh, I just want all my friends together. Go dream. Fall asleep and dream. Like, seriously. God.
Blinded by those actions. And you can't change how somebody is going to feel about that. But it's strange to hear that Dr. Dre don't want to talk to him, Blacc Sam don't want to talk to him, Kendrick don't want to talk to him. And it's even stranger that all these different people that don't want to talk to him, all the reasons could be completely different from the others. And at that point, who's to blame? Y'all tell me how you feel about this and get back to me. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel and all that. I appreciate everybody rocking with the channel. Shout out to all the subscribers and all the members. If you'd like to donate to the channel, the Cash App's the top right corner of the video. Patreon in the description. Make sure y'all check that out. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, hype it up. I'll see you then, man. Peace. Keep it a legend. The game addressed.
Serious. What more do I need to say at this point? Right? I'm pretty sure I laid out everything I needed to say. Because I look at this man, I'm just like, I'm so disappointed. And I'm a fan of your music growing up. Big fan of your music growing up. But it don't mean nothing today if this is how you're moving. I don't know. See, this is what I don't understand. A lot of people don't get this idea. Your character matters now. This ain't the 2010s. People need to realize that you need to relate to your audience, because your audience and your fan base community is power. That is power now. You got to be relatable. People have to relate to you. It's the same thing for Rick Ross and his project. You can't relate to how wealthy he is. This man sitting there talking about he's in a condominium or a building so high up to the sky to the point where he's above the clouds. And he's rapping about how he's above the clouds. Nigga, I can't relate to that. Like, the visual is cool, but you think I want to keep that on repeat? The hell kind of ish is that for me? Bruh, take your wealth and utilize it in a way for us to understand it. That's the trick. That's the play. If you want more people to relate to you, if you want more people to gravitate to your album, you can't rap in the sense of I, knowing that you need a we. That's a trick. That's a play for artists. Understand that. Regardless of how you want to relate to your fan base, as long as you are achieving the relatability part, anything is possible for you. And of course, when doing a rollout, packaging an album, everything, you got to make sure that gift that you're giving to the audience is long-term as well. So you got to tour, you got to perform, interviews, etc. Even after your project. The Clips put on a clinic for that. They showed people they deserve their Grammy because they went anywhere and everywhere to talk music, history, timeline, life, and just industry life, studio life, etc. That's what they did. And through all that, they deserve their Grammy. They deserve to perform on the Grammy stage because they earned it. To perform at the Vatican? How the hell do you get the Vatican? But that's not the only thing that made them deserve that. Let's not forget their generational rollout for God, for Let God Sort Them Out. Let's never forget that. Because that was a generational clinic for artists. And they in their 40s, 50s, whatever. You serious? And y'all can't get on a couple interviews? Man, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. The bar is so much higher than what it was in the 2010s. Because I think he's still living in 10 years ago. That's where your mind is at. 10 years, a decade ago. We are in the 2020s. Things are changing. You must evolve with the times, especially your emotions. Your emotion also has to evolve with the times. You got to understand the people that you want your music to reach. That's it, bro. I don't understand this man, bro. I'm telling you. It bothers me sometimes because you can't sit there and cry knowing that there's nothing to cry for.